Hey guys, I'm Sniper 5 here today, and I'm doing the review on the Gamo Hornet. This looks much like the Gamo Big Cat, with a few small twists, I guess you could say, or changes. But yep. Start back here. It's got the I don't want to apologize for the low light, but I'm doing this at night. My light in my room's bad. But it's got a ventilated rubber stock or butt plate, excuse me, up to an ambidextrous cheek rest. Ambidextrous means both sides. Got another one. Ambidextrous safety and, well, trigger, but that's always ambidextrous. Anyways, but yeah, ambidextrous safety. See if you can see that. I really like the safety on this just because it's a short stroke. I mean, it's very little, as you can see, just very little movement. Puts it off safety. And you got a trigger right here, which is plastic, which is probably one of the weakest parts about this gun. But you can upgrade to a GRT or a GTR. It's one of those two. It's a type of trigger. Yeah, you can upgrade to that. But this trigger works pretty good. I'm expecting it to break in the near future. Sad enough to say, but I mean, I only paid $125, $130 for this rifle. The scope I'll get to later. Running up here, it's got textured grips up here. It's a synthetic stock. So it's a break barrel rifle, which means you have to break the barrel. I'm trying to do this with one hand. Hang on. You load the pellet in the breech right there. As you can see, it was a lot harder than I thought. Should I do it with one hand? Anyways, it's got a full fluted barrel right here. It's pretty nice. This gun, all in all, weighs very little compared to other guns. Just a quick history thing or whatever. I had the Gamo Big Cat for 2.5 years, and the spring finally snapped. So I went to my local Dunham's, which is where I bought this, and got the Crosman Nitro Venom Dusk with the new nitro piston in it, and I wasn't impressed at all. The piston is the new nitro piston is pretty sweet, but I wasn't impressed with the rifle in all. I was getting shot groups all over the place. It could have been the scope that came with it. I didn't have a nice scope like I do on this gun. So it was probably the scope, probably not the gun, but I took it back anyways just because I didn't like the rifle. It was a sturdy feeling rifle, but I just didn't really like it. I like these Gamos. It comes with a 4x32 scope. As you see right here. Wrong end. Right there. Come on. Yep, 4x32 scope. And sorry, I'm getting like a cold or something. But anyways, you may be wondering why it's not on the gun. It's because I bought this gun tonight, and I bought this scope tonight just because I've had the Gamo Big Cat with the 4x32 scope. The 4x32 scope, it does the job very well, I have to admit. But I just wanted a variable zoom scope. So I have the Tasco Pronghorn 3x9x40 scope, which works very well. 3x9x40, 3x9 magnification. It does not have mil dots. I was a little bummed about that, which I already knew when I bought it. But I was looking into getting a center point scope, but I don't like playing with patience a whole lot, so I couldn't find any around here that were in stock. So I just went ahead and bought this Tasco Pronghorn. I figure it was a $50 scope, so I figured $50 it should be halfway decent. It's made for high-powered rifles. I'm using it on a pellet gun. So, but yeah, that's the total review of the gun. It claims to shoot 1,200 feet per second only with these Gamo Raptor pellets. I don't know if it's gonna autofocus. It's not. Only with the PBA pellets, it'll shoot 1,200 feet per second. It'll shoot 1,000 with the lead. Now these are the pellets I use to sight it in, which I have to admit these are probably one of the best cheap pellets you can ever buy out there. Everyone will say it. I'm not saying it just because everyone else says it. I'm saying it because they really prove themselves, and it takes a lot to kind of impress me. And these things really do. $500, or sorry, for 500 pellets. I was gonna say $500. I better freaking shoot straight. But for 500 pellets, I think they're like $8 to $10 for this can, which may seem a little highly priced, but they're worth it. These are extremely accurate pellets. I mean, I sight my gun in at 30 yards and no problem. It goes right where the crosshairs are at, as long as you're using the correct military hold. But other than that, yeah, it works very well. So, yeah. So that's pretty much it with the gun. The things I would recommend upgrading on this gun, if you really want to get serious, which I might do, is get a GRT or a GTR. I gotta really look that up. Trigger, I'll probably put that in the description below. But it's a metal trigger that replaces this trigger. Now, I think it replaces the plastic trigger, but I'm not 100% sure. I know there's some, I don't know, iffy areas when it comes to the plastic trigger on these pellet guns, whether that GTR or GRT, whatever, trigger works or not. But I'll post a link below and it'll give you descriptions of whether it works or not. But, yeah, all in all, I'm pretty impressed with this rifle. I give it out of 5 stars, I'd probably give it a 3, just because it could have been built a tad bit better. There's some components on here that are a little, I'd say, borderline for like quality and durability. Like the plastic trigger, that's definitely probably gonna break, but I hope not. But I'll just upgrade to that trigger I was talking about. But the 4x32 scope, you get what you paid for. It's a decent scope. It does the job very well. So the rifling is very good in the barrel if you're curious. But that's pretty much it. So that's my review on the Gamo Hornet. So thank you. Comment, rate, and subscribe, and have a nice day.